My name is David Otieno from the Kenyan Peasants League. I'm the Secretary General, and I'm happy that this forum is happening at a time on a day that we are actually marking the day of the peasant struggle. And we're also talking about a very important document or instrument available for us as peasants, that is the UNDROP. Maybe I can briefly talk about how we in Kenya, as the Kenyan Peasant League, and also in the region, have been able to use UNDROP. First of all, we started a process of looking at the existing laws that relate to food sovereignty, or the issues that relate to food production. And the idea here was to be able to look at how we can be able to domesticate some of the good provisions within the declaration into the legal systems. So far, the process is ongoing. And some of the laws that we are looking at are the Land Act, the Community Land Act. We have got the Seeds and Plant Varieties Act, which has got sections that actually mirror the sections that seems to be cut and paste from UPOV. So what we are trying to do is also to look at them and see how we can be able to either expunge some of those sections that are criminalizing the peasants' way of life. And another avenue that we used UNDROP was in our recent case that we filed in the Kenyan High Court against the government's decision to lift the ban that stopped the country from importing GMOs, both food and seeds. The ban was in place in 2012, but recently last October, the government lifted the ban. So we moved to the court, and some of the articles that we relied on was Article 10, the right to participation, because Kenya actually supported the process. So we were arguing that using UNDROP, that the farmers were not involved. We also rely on Article 11, right to information. We have Article 15, the right to food and food sovereignty. We also have Article 16, the right to a decent income and livelihoods and means of production. Then we also have Article 19, that talking about the rights to seeds. We're also relying on Article 20, that talks about the rights to biological diversity. We're also relying on Article 26, that's talking about cultural rights and the traditional knowledge. And most importantly, the article on women, because we know women are actually the sole keepers of the seeds. And the argument is that this article is basically infringing on that. So we were happy that when we moved to the courts, the courts listened to us, because we were saying that the process of lifting the ban did not meet the threshold of both the Kenyan Constitution and the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Peasants. And the courts agreed with us, and they reinstated the ban. So the case is still ongoing. The government has appealed. We also have some of our partners also, although it came to the case, but we have got our partners who have also moved to court to defend the rights of the communities that are living in the Embobut forest and Sengwed's forest in Kenya. I mean, the Sengwe who are living in the forest. So when they bring in our expertise on the issue of UNDROP, which again, they quoted extensively in their case, that is also before court. Okay, but what I can say is that we still need a lot of efforts in terms of both in the region, looking at the regional laws, because, like we have got the East Africa, where there is also the process of developing the East African seeds and plant varieties, the harmonized seed laws for the East Africa region. We also have the process ongoing at the Africa Union level, which is also about harmonizing seed laws. So there's still need to raise more awareness in terms of tracking these processes and trying to align them, or trying to look at it with the lens of the UNDROP. So that's what is still needed. So in terms of policy analysis and legal analysis of the existing frameworks, that's a key area that we as KPL and also at the region, we think that there's need to have more efforts. As the region, that is the Southern and Eastern African region, we were able to translate UNDROP to local languages. Like in Kenya, we did a translation to Swahili, which we are using. And at the region level, we're also thinking of actually still producing it into local dialects, because we believe that once the peasants and the people living in rural areas are aware about their rights within the declaration, then it will actually form a critical mass to demand for those rights. So this is another area that we have engaged in as a region in terms of the UNDROP. There's also production of, I know, even at the international level, we have got the production of the popular version that has got pictorials. Again, that's also very useful to us in the grassroots. So generally, what I would say is that we need to test this instrument in our own countries. We need to use it. Let us move to court. Let us come up with laws. Laws where they don't exist. Let us come up with amendment laws. Let us move to court to challenge sections of some of the laws that are in our countries that we think are actually going against the provisions and the rights as enshrined in the declaration. Thank you so much. Maybe if there will be any further clarifications or questions, then I'll be able to comment on them. Thank you so much.